back to the subject at hand, which is the NFL draft, and I can't think of an NFL draft just crazier than this one. The first two picks, I knew exactly where it was going to go because I heard rumors regarding Trayvon Walker and him going to the Jags, so I wasn't really surprised there.
Crazy pick, by the way.
Absolutely, and then Aiden Hutchinson, like, of course he's not going to, top two, he's top two easily. So those two picks right there, I was not, surprised at all. But then we get to number 3, and that's where things just get crazy in itself. Just talk about how you felt in that situation.
I fully expected Stingley to be the first CB off the board. Because I don't care what you say. If the man could play even just as decent as he did his freshman year, I don't care about the injury. That boy is going to be a top 5 corner in the league in the next 3 years if he can go back to how we played his freshman campaign year. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised. But I kind of was surprised because taking a corner top 3.
Number 3, Derek Stingley, after the past 2 seasons, he's not had the best tape. There's been rumblings that he might fall. All the talent in the world, but those 2 years, you hear the scouts, you hear them. I thought maybe he'd go maybe 9, maybe 11, 12-ish range. Number 3, before Sauce Gardner?
I'm telling you, you got to take the talent.
That's crazy, bro. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to go to the Seahawks at number 9, but wow, number 3. That I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. He has a lot of talent, but man, 2 years with not the best tape.
Listen, you got to bank on him playing like how he did his first. It's the thing. You gotta assess the man. You gotta be all like, why did you? What was the reason you played bad these past 2 years? And then you can go on from there. Maybe he could, or maybe it was coach. Maybe it was lack of motivation after winning that championship. Maybe it was injuries. Maybe he just didn't. He wasn't really feeling LSU at the time. If you think he can play the way he used to, then you take him top 3 all day. That man is a demon corner. Like his first year when he was wearing number 24. The only person that was cooking him for real was Devonta Smith, and he won the Heisman.
Yeah, I agree.
Shortly after that. So, you got to bank on the talent. The man that was clamping up league receivers that's already in the NFL now, and you got to take him. I don't care.
All right.
I think he can only get better.
Well, after that pick, that's where the draft just went upside down. Now, I would say the ones that I knew were going to happen were the Giants, how they picked, and then also the Jets. I knew the Jets were going to take Garrison Wilson, and I knew the Giants were going to go O-line and defensive line. I knew they were going to go Kayvon Thibodeau. And
I did not.
I did. I knew they were going to go line because they desperately need help on the defensive line, and then also they always need offensive linemen. So it was either Evan Neal or that other offensive lineman. I believe
Akeem.
Yeah, that dude. He went to
Akeem Okonu.
I think he went to the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Either the Jets or was it the Panthers? I don't know, but
he went to the Panthers.
Yeah, so either those two.
The Jets drafted Sauce, and then they went Garrett Wilson at 10, I think.
Yeah. So I wasn't surprised on that one, but then Drake London happened. That took me. Atlanta, I think I understand what they were trying to do. No,
forget all that. You already have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is faster than Drake London. What are y'all exactly trying to do here?
I think.
I don't know.
Well, first of all, Drake London, he is a very talented player. Let's get that out the way. He's very talented. He's 6'4", 6'5". I don't know his 40 time.
He's not that fast, but
4'6".
4'5".
4'5". That's not 6'5".
Yeah.
6. That's pretty good. So,
I don't know if he ran at the combine, but I think at a pro day he probably clocked in around late 4'5" or something.
If he can do 4'5", for a guy that's 6'5", that's pretty good. I looked at his tape. Some people are like, oh, you're crazy for saying he's Mike Evans. Bro, I'm telling you, he plays. I'm not gonna say exactly like him, but I do see some similarities. So. Drake London at 8. I'm assuming they're preparing for next year when they draft the quarterback from Alabama.
Well, they took Desmond Riddler.
Come on now, dude. Really?
Why take a quarterback here if you're not going to play him?
The third rounder. They're probably going to play him, but he's probably a runaway best. They're just you know what? why not take a quarterback? You know, it's the third round. See what he can do. If he can't play, we'll just take a quarterback in the first round next year because we're not gonna be good this year. So I just feel like, you know, they have no risk. It's not a risk. So why not do it? So
shame on the NFL scouting departments and teams for what they did to Malik Willis. Y'all had that man looking like a fool.
Oh, man.
He was there day one at draft night, all suited up, had his Sunday's best on, and you ain't draft him until the third round.
That was crazy to me because Malik Willis, I had him going to the Saints. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I had I think I might have had Kenny Pickett going to the Steelers. So I had 2 QBs in the first round. Kenny Pickett going to Steelers, Malik Willis going to the Saints. What a mistake I did because that definitely did not happen. I was completely shocked at the Kenny Pickett pick for the Steelers. That was a massive
I wasn't shocked
reach.
at all.
That was a massive reach.
I knew they was going to a quarterback at 20.
I knew, but just looking.
They succumbed to peer pressure.
I agree. I knew they were going to pick a quarterback, but just looking back now and what transpired, that was a massive reach.
Think about that. It makes sense. Kenny Pickett played at Pittsburgh College, right? And Pittsburgh College also uses the Steelers' facilities for practices and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they had all through the CFB season, college football season, they had scouts looking at Kenny Pickett very closely. They probably was like, you know what? We've seen this guy play. We know what he could do. We've seen the practices and all the games and all that. Let's just bring him on because it's literally in the backyard.
First round, though.
Pittsburgh ain't notorious for drafting well.
Is Kenny Pickett like that much better than Malik Willis? That's the question. Or Desmond Riddler? That's the question.
That fake slide tricking people, that's what you're saying?
Like, hey, I mean, kinda. Kinda.
That's pretty interesting.
You know, like, is he really that much better? I don't know if this is gonna come back to bite them, but it could. Now I do like the George Pickens pick.
Oh my! I hate the Steelers with everything in my being. You took George Pickens, and you know he's gonna be good because the Steelers always draft good wide receivers.
Yeah, they do. They know how to develop, but there's some off the field issues.
Off the field, schmear.
Maybe character issues, but I doubt that's gonna have any effect. I think that the Steelers
those be the best receivers.
Right. Exactly. Like you look at Antonio Brown, you look at Martavis Bryant. He had potential, but you know that weed, them drugs, man, they got to him, them demons.
Yeah.
But they just know how to draft receivers. So I was like, damn, I wanted the Packers to get them.
Speaking of being able to draft, their rival, the Ravens, they killed the draft so far. We recording this on day 3, so it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet, so they could still go even more crazy. But they drafted
first 2 rounds.
Kyle Hamilton, Linderbaum, Ojabo, and they got I think they got someone I can't remember off the top of my head, but they killed the draft. I think they might have got Travis Jones. They might have got Travis Jones, and if they did, that is ridiculous. Because it's like they literally just – I think the thing with the Ravens is they listen to what the people say. They value fan opinion, and they're keeping their ears close to what the streets are saying. So they're like, okay, we're just going to take the best guys on the board, which is how you're supposed to draft. And as you can see, the Ravens are always competing year after year after year. Even if it's not even a down year for the Ravens, they still win about 8 games. So they're always competing because they draft well.
Well, and they develop.
Yes, they develop talent and draft well.
Unless they're receivers, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Ravens. See,
Greg Roman is a terrorist.
You got Lamar Jackson. You don't have a receiving core to speak of.
And then you trade your number 1 receiver.
Exactly. I mean,
then it draft a receiver.
I understand that they didn't want to pay him. Probably didn't want to pay him that enormous amount of money. So trading him away is probably the smart thing to do for a guy that he's really a one-trick pony. You could say he doesn't have the biggest like route tree. Like he can't do a lot of routes.
Well, see, a lot of Ravens fans' problem with him is he has the abilities to be a yak guy.
Yeah.
But they say he doesn't, like, he keeps running out of bounds. He's avoiding contact. He's not like a Tyreek Hill. He'll just fight through the contact. He's not that kind of guy.
He doesn't get the 50-50
yeah, they say he plays too Hollywood, right?
I think Steve Smith talked about how, like, when it comes to, like press when the corner is pressing him, whatever. He can't beat him
they say
line. So that's a big problem.
Hollywood Brown is a number 2 at best, in my opinion.
Yeah, he really.
But he'll be with Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So and then also you look at the Ravens system with Lamar Jackson.
They like to run anyway.
Yeah, they're not really a pass-happy offense, and Lamar Jackson is not a guy that's going to continuously throw it like 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. But
still killed the draft.
Yeah, still killed the draft for different positions. So we'll see about that. I want to talk about just the amount of receivers that went in the first round because it was just incredible. I wasn't expecting these many receivers to go in the first round. By the time
I kind of was.
Like, what was it?
The
7
people,
or 8?
the people that I expected to be in the second round ended up in the second round. I expected Pickens to be available, Sky Moore, and other receivers. Christian Watkins. All the players that I had going in the first, like Olave, Jamo, Drake London, Garrett. I might have said Garrett Wilson already. I'm gonna say it again.
Garrett Wilson.
And Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
I knew they was going first round.
Jahan Dotson though?
Oh yeah, Jahan. I did not.
Oh my! That was a massive reach.
Thank the Lord the Commanders suck at drafting because that was a reach. That was a reach.
I was not expecting him to be in.
I think he'll be good. He'll be good.
Actually, I expected him to get drafted like around where the Chiefs were, like around the 30th range. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting the Commanders to draft Jahan Dotson. And shame on the Commanders for drafting players basically because they're nice guys. You know what I mean? Like, they character guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're trying to build a culture. It's nice to have, like, those character guys. But to not look at just to overlook, like, the talent aspect of everything. Because ultimately, you need talent to win. So the Commanders decided, you know what? We're going to trade back. We're not going to try to get what it was.
They had Olave right there. And then they traded back to get Jahan Dotson. And then the pick that they got, they drafted a DT with it, I think. So, like,
I think so, yeah. That just didn't make any sense, bro. Like, I think it was in the second round, if I'm correct. Yeah, and they drafted Alabama.
Yeah, they love Alabama. Yeah, they love Alabama.
They love Alabama, and for some reason, when they draft defensive tackles, it doesn't necessarily work.
I mean, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen ain't no scrubs.
Deron Payne is he's replaceable.
Yeah, they said I think they said they drafted the D tackle because Deron Payne may be out the door soon.
Yeah, but Jonathan Allen, he's solid, but he's not a Pro Bowl guy. He's not an All Pro guy. So
very few Pro Bowl DTs these days.
Yeah, so it's just. They always love them Alabama guys, but yeah, that just didn't make any sense for me. But
let's talk about the Giants one right quick. Y'all killed the first round. Y'all took Thibodeau and then Evan Neal. Great picks.
Those are some great picks.
And then you come the second round and draft Rondale Moore in the second. I'm like, oh my goodness. How do y'all see? This is the problem.
They also did they have 2 picks in the second round, or it was just 1?
They might have had 2.
Because I remember they drafted a receiver.
Yeah, Rondale Moore.
Oh, that was him. What the hell was that? Like, y'all did not draft. There was Sky Moore and George Pickens, and y'all didn't draft. Well, George Pickens, they probably like, well, Kadarius Toney with character issues. They're like, we ain't trying to have another guy with character issues.
I don't care about none of that.
I don't buy it.
Give me the guy.
Y'all are doing this. I don't know what the hell the Giants be thinking sometimes. Like, George Pickens, Sky Moore is right there, and you decide to go in a different direction. I think he's a gadget guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Rondale Moore. I don't know.
Never heard of him before.
I've heard of him, but not in the second round. That was a massive reach. I don't know.
I don't know what they be thinking.
But unfortunately, the Eagles drafted great this year.
Oh my God, the Eagles. Let's talk about the Eagles.
Took Jordan Davis from me.
Let's talk about that because you were really high on Jordan Davis.
Yes.
You wanted him badly. You were like, Jordan Davis will come to us.
They took Jordan Davis.
Yep, and then the second round they took Nakobe Dean, or was that?
That was third. Third round they took Nakobe Dean.
Wow, slipped to the third round. Now second round, I don't recall who they took.
I think they took a center, I believe.
Okay, yeah, but I like the Eagles.
They had a good draft.
Did the Eagles? I thought they had 2 picks in the first.
They traded their pick to the Tennessee Titans to get A.J. Brown. So
Oh,
they had a
I forgot him.
they had a good 48 hours, and I'm upset about it.
Oh my goodness! So they got AJ, Devontae, then you get Jordan Davis, then you get a center, then you get Nakobe Dean. Wow.
The bad news is they still have Jalen Hurts at quarterback, so.
Yeah, but he can always improve.
Yeah, he could.
But
I'm pretty sure the Eagles front office is like,
here you go,
this is last year. You better figure something out.
Right.
They like, I need at least a playoff win from you.
Right. So, I'm trying to think what other teams had a really.
The Jets had a good draft.
Yeah, the Jets. Oh, let's talk about the Jets. So Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and they also had Jermaine Johnson, who's another guy. Hey, we're going to get to the Cowboys in a minute because there's a lot of things that we need to talk about with the Cowboys. Also, the Packers as well because I have some things to say about the Packers. But, yeah, Jermaine Johnson slipping all the way down.
To 26?
Wow.
I think that's where he got drafted
I think so because I remember you guys had the opportunity to get him, but you
we passed on
we
him. Had the opportunity to get like 5 dudes in my top 50 players.
We'll talk about that later, but Jermaine Johnson slipping to the Jets is unbelievable. So they got Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, who, before the draft you could argue was the best receiver on the board. You could debate with
before Jameson Williams got hurt.
Before you can debate with Jameson Williams, Drake London, and Garrett Wilson and all that. And then they also had a tackle. They got a corner as well. So they had a great first round. I forgot what they did in the second round and third round, but it doesn't really matter because their first round was just exceptional.
Yeah, that second round, I don't remember their picks in the second round. I can't remember. But they I think they made a decent pick.
Yeah, so they gave Zach Wilson some pieces.
Something to work with. They gave him something to work with, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Unlike the Bears with Justin Fields, listen, they didn't have a first-round pick because, remember, when they drafted Justin Fields, I think they had to give up like one of the first-round picks for this year's draft. So they didn't have a first-round pick, and the first pick they made was for a defensive end instead of a receiver.
They still have Robert Quinn on their team, don't they?
Yeah, but he had a good year.
He had like 18 sacks or something like that.
Makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't you? And you traded away Khalil Mack
to the Chargers, right?
Yes. So I don't know what the Bears are doing. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm demanding the trade right now. Like, y'all not gonna give me no weapons until like the third round.
They passed on George Pickens like twice, and I was like, wow.
And got rid of Allen Robinson. Remember that?
Yeah.
Did they trade him away?
I think he was due for a contract, and I don't think they signed him.
Did they trade him away or did they let him walk? There's no way.
They might have let him walk.
Bro, if they let Allen Robinson walk, bro.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might have let him walk.
Bro, if they let him walk, then the Bears are just atrocious. Like Justin Fields, God bless you, man. I'm rooting for you.
I seen someone made a tweet. They had his receivers, and I was like, "Who are these dudes?" I was like, "Oh, good. He throwing it to CVS employees." I said, "Yep, Godspeed."
Exactly. Yep. They only have like one solid receiver, and he's like a number 2 at best.
Yeah, man. It ain't looking good in Chicago.
Yeah, it's looking real bad. But let's get to the most entertaining part of it, and let's talk about the Cowboys. I posted a video. You guys saw his reaction, so you already know how he felt about the Cowboys and the draft and everything. But let's just dissect what happened, how we got to this point. And as we all know, the Cowboys decided to not draft Jermaine Johnson, a guy that Brian really wanted, and they went with a offensive lineman, a guy that I never heard of, Tyler Smith.
I've heard of. All right, so the board fell amazingly to the 20s. It was Jermaine Johnson on the board, Devin Lloyd on the board, Nakobe Dean, Linderbaum on the board. It was someone else that I really wanted, but I can't remember. Oh well. It was Devontae Wyatt was on the board. Karlaftis was on the board. So much talent on the board. And the Cowboys go with the project Tyler Smith. And my reaction was hilarious. I flipped out. But now we 2 days out from it. Yeah, Saturday, 2 days out. Oh, yeah, I've taken the copium and some hopium, and this is going to be a good pick.
Hey, I'm gonna show the clip right now of his reaction, just so you guys will know.
24th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Smith, tackle Tulsa.
But yeah, that reaction was absolutely hilarious. I had to post it for you guys because it was just at the moment.
It was very funny.
I was cracking up laughing because
It was funny.
I warned this man. I said they're gonna draft a lineman. It's gonna be offensive lineman. He's like, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't put.
If
that
it was if it was
here."
Linderbaum, I would have been standing up and clapping.
Yeah, Linderbaum. I wanted the Packers to draft Linderbaum, but those.
You ain't even post your reaction to them drafting Quay Walker at 22.
That's because I don't think because my face it didn't show my face on there, so it was like I didn't. I was like,
okay.
So I'll just draft the second one where we drafted D tackle, and I mean it was a good enough reactions. I felt like
Devontae Wyatt is good, but don't y'all still got Kenny Clark?
Yeah, we have Kenny Clark, but I guess for depth reasons, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, Cowboys, just absolutely hilarious. And then at the round two, how did you feel about round two?
Oh my goodness, I wanted Travis Jones was on the board and Kobe Dean. Those were really the two players that I wanted, but I would have been good with Nick Bonito. It's a left tackle. I forgot his name. Ed Ingram, I think that's his name. It was like, I don't know. Sam Williams, I didn't really want Sam Williams at 56.
I feel like y'all need a receiver. Like I like CeeDee Lamb and that other receiver that you guys have.
We'll get to that. We'll get to receiver. Sam Williams, I mean, he had 12 and a half sacks in the SEC, was first team all SEC. I think the reason why he failed was because of character concerns. I think he had a sexual battery charge in like 2000. Yeah, exactly. I read that. I was like,
ooh, I mean, but it's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So they always take risks like that.
the charges were dropped, but still, just to even have that allegation is kind of like,
Ooh, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I think he'll be, especially if Dan Quinn coaches him up and get his like technique and all that, and make him hips more a little fluid. He's a little stiff. I think he'll be pretty good. It's going to be a nightmare having him and Micah rushing from both sides and D-Law coming up the middle. Yeah, it's going to. I think, I've been digesting. I've been watching the film, the tape, and like these dudes have like they definitely went ceiling this draft instead of floor the previous years. The floor for Micah Parsons was already high, but we didn't know he was going to be like a superstar.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb, we already knew what CeeDee Lamb was coming out of college. So I think they changed the formula this year and went first 2 rounds. They went ceiling guys. I'm a floor guy, but they went ceiling, so they must see the potential in these guys, and they probably think they can come in day one and make immediate impact. Okay. But one pick that saved the day two for me was my guy Jalen Tobert at 88. This was a steal. I've seen the Senior Bowl film. I've seen the regulars. This dude can play.
Okay.
And I just spit everywhere. Apologize, but this dude can spit. What?
What?
Pause on that. Edit that out. This dude can play. This dude has all the things that Dak needs in a receiver. He can run routes. 6'1". He has a good catch radius. He can burn a little bit. Good after the catch. Like, this is the guy we needed. And this dude had a second round grade on him, and we got him at 88. Okay. He was 50 to 70 on a lot of people's boards, and we got him at 88. Good steal, and hopefully we get tight end today.
All right, so listen, you seem a little optimistic, which I'm a little shocked, but okay.
The copium, it's the copium.
Okay. Me on the other hand, at first when it came to the Green Bay Packers, I was a bit agitated. I was a bit annoyed at them not getting a receiver or either offensive lineman like Tyler Linderbaum. But then they go to the second round, get Christian Watkins. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, we good. We back up top, baby.
Did y'all have another second round pick?
We did, but we traded with the Vikings. So we gave the Vikings our additional second round pick to trade.
I would have doubled up at receiver.
Yeah, so Christian Watkins, like my favorite was Sky Moore, but out of the three, George Pickens, Sky Moore, Christian Watkins.
Speaking of Sky Moore, I was so upset the Chiefs took him.
Oh, the Chiefs! Oh,
why did they let the Chiefs get? Oh my goodness!
I was so mad, But we'll get to that in a second. Christian Watkins, out of the three guys that I just named, he has the highest upside in my opinion because he's like 6'4", like ran a 4.41, like 38, 39-inch vertical. Yeah, and he's like he could do a lot of different things when it comes to like you can get him like on a sweep route. Like on a wide receiver sweep route, you can do some things with that, and also he's a burner as well. You can throw it deep to him. No homo. Pause.
That's not a pause.
All right. Well, but yeah, he can. The only thing that I have to say is that like he's not polished. Like
he's pretty
work.
Raw. Pause.
But yeah,
Raw
I like the pick. I like the talent. The talent is definitely there. So I won't be surprised if he's gonna be like a star receiver one of these days because he has all of the talent, like his size, the speed, everything. Yeah, I'm happy about that pick.
Yeah.
But the defense, I've listened to Georgia players. I guess they really like Georgia players, so I guess they're looking at Aaron Rodgers and saying that he can't really carry the load anymore. He needs like the defense to be really well. Like with Peyton Manning in his last year, so they're probably trying to like really get the defense settled.
To be honest, the defense wasn't really the reason they lost that last playoff game.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that.
They did more than enough to stop the 49ers.
The problem was that the offensive line, and they only had one. He only had like one reliable receiver, which was Devontae Adams.
And then when he threw the ball deep to Aaron Jones, the dude, like, I don't know what Aaron Jones was doing. It looked like he had a free touchdown, and it like he slowed down or something, or tried to do a juke or something. I don't know.
I don't understand that at all. It looked like Aaron Jones. I don't know if he had a bet, a parlay, whatever it was. But that made absolutely no sense.
He had money on the game.
Yeah, he had money on the game. But overall, I'm not going to be too mad because I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that the defense is elite, so that Aaron Rodgers can continue to stay in games and everything like that. And then they drafted Christian Watkins, so I'm cool. And then they drafted an offensive lineman in the third round. And the Green Bay Packers in history have been really well at developing offensive linemen. So I'm not mad now. I was at the time, but now I'm good. So yeah, let's talk about the receivers. So we talked about it a little bit, but just again. 7 receivers went in the first round, and then you had I think it was 3 receivers that went 3 top receivers that went in the second round, which was Sky Moore, Christian Watkins, George Pickens, and the Chiefs getting Sky Moore it's just wow. Like
you let them off the hook. They traded
shocked.
Tyreek Hill, and you let them off the hook by letting them get Sky Moore.
Exactly. Like you look at the receiving core with the Chiefs, it's not terrible. Like they have MVS, they have Juju, Sky Moore, McCole Hardman. Like that's a solid.
And don't forget Travis Kelce lines up.
That's a solid receiving core. That's not terrible.
Y'all thought the Chiefs was over, huh?
Yeah, that's not terrible. So yeah, Tyreek Hill.
And then they went and got the first round. I think they drafted.
They drafted a defensive player.
Drafted a
Trent McDuffie. Was it Trent McDuffie?
It might have been.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie, the cornerback.
It might have been.
That's
a great pick.
Oh my God, man, Trent McDuffie. Yeah.
I've seen the film. This dude is a beast. Yeah. Like the way he like reads and diagnoses stuff. This dude he's going to be nice. Y'all let the Chiefs off the hook after that, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill trade. Yeah, Tyreek Hill. He's a stud. He's a difference maker. He is a playmaker, but. They looking like they doing their thing. They really rebuilding that receiving core, and it looks really solid right now.
And shout out to the Commanders for being idiots and not getting Chris Olave. Salute, freaking idiots.
Yeah, they are freaking idiots. Oh my God.
Y'all will probably be last place in the division next year.
I'm glad I am not a fan of that team no more because I would be just so upset if I was rooting for that team and I see they drafted Jahan Dotson. I get his hands are the best in the draft.
But that was a reach.
That was a reach, major reach.
I don't even think he expected to get drafted right day one. He said he was playing 2K when he got drafted. He was watching the one of them games. He was watching the game.
Was it the 76ers game maybe?
Yeah, I think he might have been. He said he was watching that before when he got drafted. I was like, "Oh Lord."
So I mean, like, What else happened in the draft that was just crazy? I'm trying to think.
The Eagles traded for A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that one. But we sort of already talked about that a little bit. I'm trying to think because the Saints. I don't know. We already talked about Malik Willis and him dropping. I feel like that's all like the really big storylines that really happened. The receivers, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Cowboys.
Let's talk about the Panthers not taking a QB, because that's because I heard there was.
Matt Corral. Was it Matt? I think it was either Matt.
Oh yeah, wait.
Was it?
Yeah, I think they did get Matt Corral.
I think it was Matt.
Yeah, because the NFC South got two. They drafted Desmond Ridder, and I think they drafted Matt Corral.
Yeah.
I think Matt Corral was like a last minute decision because it was rumors and static they was going to get Baker Mayfield, but I guess it fell through because they traded picks with the Browns, but there was no Baker Mayfield involved. So I don't know what they got going on.
I don't know what's going to happen to Baker Mayfield because it's going to be interesting,
Ni hao. He's gonna start up a football league in China. Ni hao.
Oh really? Or you could go to the Canadian Football League. Or he could play at the what is it?
USFL.
Yeah, you
USFL also. He'll win MVP every year at the USFL.
Why not Baker Mayfield? They don't want to trade you, so why not go to USFL? You could start there. You'll be on TV. They got that little cameras, whatever, them little special cameras, so they get to see more. They get to see you throw the football in close action. Like, hey, why not?
Let's talk about real quick the Patriots. The Patriots suck at this. I don't know what they be doing, who they're scouting. They always pick dudes from these obscure divisions and schools. Like, that was a strange pick. You see what I did there? But that was a strange pick at freaking 28. I was like, who? I think like 90% of the people watching that was like, who? Because that is ridiculous.
I think the Rams had like a 3rd round grade on. I think his name's Cole Strange.
Yeah, Cole Strange. That was crazy.
Bro, 3rd round grade on a guy that you drafted in the 1st round.
And then the 2nd round, they drafted another guy. People was like, who?
Yeah, I think what happens is that Bill Belichick, he'll like literally go to those colleges and he'll like test them out, see how good they are, and then if he likes them, he'll draft them. And so I think that's what the case was. I guess he went to a pro day with Cole Strange, and he tried him out, see what he can do, and he liked what he saw, and drafted him. But he reached.
And now, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm awfully upset because you were in position to get a good wide receiver, right, like a Treylon Burks or something. Y'all had the pick, and then you trade back, and then draft this obscure dude from who knows where, and then the 2nd round, you didn't go wide receiver. So I'm just like, I don't know. If I'm a Patriot, I'm awfully upset. And I'm asking for front office changes because their scouts and draft department, terrible.
You want Bill Belichick fired as the GM? Might have to. Because these last, let's be
his
real.
dog probably took over the computer. He probably stepped out and his dog was over there pressing buttons and drafted the wrong dude. I don't know.
Let's be real about something. The Patriots have missed a lot these past 5-6 years. Like,
any team that drafted N'Keal Harry in the first 20 picks should not be trusted.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And listen, if the Patriots are asking, like, they want to trade with you in the 1st round, sign me up, because the Patriots in recent years don't know what the hell they doing.
Yeah, and then they didn't even draft. Who drafted Dax Hill? It wasn't the Patriots. It was the. I don't know. It was some. I think it might have been the Chargers.
I don't know.
It might have been the Chargers. But then, like, you let go. You got no Gilmore, and then you let J.C. Jackson walk to the Chargers, and then you didn't get a cornerback either. I don't know what they got going on.
It's weird.
Do they expect to not compete?
I don't know.
Mac Jones still throwing the UPS employees, and they just over there fooling around in the draft.
Bill Belichick just thinks that his system is supreme over everybody's and that they'll win regardless. But I don't know. I mean, they won. They went to the playoffs last year, got smoked by the Bills.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if Cole Strange will be good or it'll just be a strange pick.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. But yeah.
Let's talk about the first running back off the board the Jets took, they took Breece Hall at in round 2 and pick 34, 33, something
Kenneth
like that.
Walker was going to go first, but that was.
Nah, I knew Breece Hall was one of the first.
Really?
That's pretty interesting. I think we're at an age point in the NFL now that running backs literally are not going to get drafted in the first round anymore.
Unless they're like really good, like Najee Harris.
Yeah.
But they'll be like a late first round pick.
Like the days of running backs going top 20 is over.
Yeah, because I think you look at Saquon Barkley.
Didn't work out.
You look at Todd Gurley, and you
good pick. Got hurt though, and then just never recovered.
Listen, I like Zeke, but his trajectory is.
I mean, Zeke has probably been on the more consistent side of the first round running backs. But the level of play has definitely declined in the production.
So I just feel like.
But it's not to the point where, oh my gosh, this dude is unplayable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just feel like the way that these running
Jalen Ramsey long term would have been a better pick.
Right. The way that these running backs are
being used,
and the trajectory that's just happening before our very eyes, I just feel like it's not. The risk is just too high to draft a running back in the top 20.
Yeah, most of these teams, they don't know, they can't run block, so most of the times the freaking running back has to run through contact and hopefully break off a few tackles every play. So, and they just get beat up over the few years, and then they just toss them out like garbage.
I think it's easier. What I've been told is that run blocking is definitely a lot easier than pass blocking. Yeah. So, I would say that you can find a quality running back in the second or third round.
That's they could think of the top running backs now. They all came from like the second round. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor,
Dalvin Cook. Now his brother got drafted in the second round.
Yeah.
So did he go?
I think Kamara was a second round pick too.
Yeah. Yes. No, I think he was a third rounder actually.
Yeah, he might.
Third rounder.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see all these Antonio Gibson, like. What was he, 4th, 5th round?
I think he was late.
Aaron Jones, like 4th, 5th round, I believe. All these different running backs. Austin Eckler.
Yep.
I forgot whether the guy from Chicago. I forgot his name, but he wasn't a first round pick either. So you see all these running backs, and they're playing really well, but they're not first round picks. So I just think that it's just too much of a risk.
And like the position value. I'd rather have a receiver that can play good, consistent ball over a span of like 10 years than than getting good production from a running back for 4 years.
So like an A.J. Brown. So like if you were in a Titan situation, you wouldn't have traded A.J. Brown. You would have like traded Derrick Henry instead.
No. Derrick Henry ain't asking for 25 M's yet.
Well, all right. What if you had to make a choice between A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry?
That's a good
point. I would get AJ Brown.
Both had injury issues.
I would go with AJ Brown because I feel like he has he doesn't have a shorter shelf life than Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry, he's a very physical running back. He likes to.
Yeah, I'd say I'd keep AJ Brown strictly off the fact that when Derrick Henry was hurt, they still were winning games and were still moving the ball on the ground. Mm-hmm. And they still got the first seed in the AFC. So,
So, them getting rid of AJ Brown, but then they got the replacement who is compared to AJ Brown.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of AJ Brown in him. So, I was like, yeah, Treylon Burks.
Yeah,
he
big
does
receiver.
Play like AJ Brown.
He plays big receiver.
Yeah, he's very
high point. You can.
Yeah, I like his
contested
game.
catch guy.
Yeah, I like his game.
Good pick.
Yeah. So
they got the AJ Brown at home.
Yeah, exactly. So what else is there? Got the running backs. We talked about the receivers. Talked about the Cowboys, Green Bay, Patriots, Baltimore. Talked about the NFC East.
Let's talk about something I didn't expect edge rushers to fall as much as they did. If you would have told me Karlaftis and Tremaine Johnson would have been late 20s, I would have said you're crazy. Because I for sure thought they was going top 20.
Maybe they're not as talented as years past. Maybe that could be the case.
And the thing is, usually edge rushers get overvalued.
Absolutely. But maybe scouts are just looking at them and saying that they're not as talented, or maybe there's guys that are just more talented than those guys this year. Just look at it, the talent.
Linebacker failed a lot this year too. Devin Lloyd, the best, probably, without minus the Kobe Dean injury concerns, it's the second best linebacker in the draft. Went 25th.
I can't remember.
He went to the Jags, I think. No, not the Jags. He went to some team after the Cowboys, and I was upset.
Did he go to the Bills?
No.
No, it wasn't the Bills.
I think he went 25th.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So I've been consuming so much draft content. I can't remember all these picks off the top of my head.
So, edge rushers, linebackers,
they fail. But the second and third round is where it got spicy for them.
It really got spicy. But overall, the draft, like I said, it was a lot. It was just craziness. After that second pick, just went out the window. Like all the mock drafts, you might as well just throw it in the trash.
Out of the first 20, I got 10 right.
I probably got 10 right too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of things.
I had the position, but just not the teams, right? Because all those trades happened, man. It was crazy, man.